Hi guys, Dr. Math again. This time we're going to do the same problem we did in the exercise before. Sorry, the previous exercise. We did this one, and we solved it using degrees. Now we're gonna solve this one again, but instead we're gonna solve it using radians. Okay, so whatever we're gonna get for x now, it's gonna be radians instead of degrees. Okay, we're still finding an angle, but an angle can be found in degrees or in radians. Okay, so we're gonna write again this problem on a worksheet so we have enough space. So we have 5 cosine of x, cosine of x minus 1 equals 2. That's what we have to solve, right? Just as before, we do exactly the same thing we did in the previous video. Now we have to add 1 both sides, right? We're adding 1. Oh my god, this bends. So plus 1 both sides. So that means that this negative 1 is going to go to the other side as positive 1, right? That's what it's actually happening. So we have 5 cosine of x equals 3, correct? Now we divide over 5. Okay, so what is actually gonna happen is that this 5 is actually gonna go dividing to the other side of the equation. So we have cosine of x equals 3 over 5. Last step, in order to solve for x, in order to leave x by itself, is just do arc cosine both sides. That's what we're doing. Arc cosine both sides, which is the same thing as to the inverse of cosine both sides. Okay, and what we're gonna get is arc cosine of 3 over 5. So that's exactly what we did in the exercise before, nothing different. But now, when we take the calculator, we have to make sure that the calculator mode for angles is set in radians instead of degree. So we turn on the calculator, we go to mode, this button here, mode, okay? And now, you see here that we have degree, we have to actually change this to radians. So here we go. Now we go back, and now when we do the same thing as before, we're gonna get another number. So we do inverse of cosine of 3 over 5. As you can see, we get 0.93, which is actually the equivalent to the 53 degrees that we got before. So just as before, we have 2 solutions, right? Remember the symmetry of the cosine. That means that we're gonna have 2 answers. This one positive, but also this one negative. Remember that as we talked in the previous video, the unit circle, remember? So that means that we're gonna have more or less 53 is gonna be around here, right? But negative 53 will give us actually, which is around here, right? Give us the same value for cosine, because actually the cosine is gonna be the length here. We're gonna talk about this in a future video. Now, so we have 2 solutions. So we're gonna write them here. I'm gonna have one solution. It's gonna be 0.92, or sorry, 93, right? If we rounded, it's 93. and the other one will be negative 0.93. As we said before, this will repeat every time we have a full circle, right? So a full circle in radians, it's going to be 2 pi, correct? 2 pi. So you have plus 2 pi times n for each one of the answers. Okay? So, so that's it. The only thing we just have to make sure we say is that n belongs to the integers, which means that it can be a negative whole number, 0, or a positive whole number. So like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And this just keeps repeating forever. So we have these many solutions. Okay. In the next chapter, or the next video, we're going to talk about how can we solve this graphically. Okay. See you.